Full disclosure, the voice you are listening to now is artificially generated, brought to you by satisphonic.com. See the link in the description for more details. What do you think is going to disappear in 10 years? Dental drills. Maybe not quite, but at the dentist today I noticed the doctor using an electric tool and asked if the drills were going electric too. He said they're already using lasers instead of drills, and when he expects them to become mainstream in 10 to 15 years. I predict in 10 years, all these TV streaming services will be available bundled together in one package. They will call it cable television. Sky in the UK already do that with Netflix, Paramount and Discovery. It's just one bill now. I'm sure other streams won't take long to appear. I've mentioned this to people before. We're literally coming full circle. My hair. It'll still be there. It's just going to migrate south. Privacy. Already gone. Maybe the illusion of privacy will be gone in 10 years too. Are you taking topical treatments now? They are effective, but they need to be started sooner than later, as they prevent further loss, as opposed to regrowing what has already been lost. The Ogalal Aquifer. No way. I've been told my privacy is respected. World War IE veteran. It's absolutely wild. I'm a geologist and I've heard so many seminars and talks about this. 50, 100 years seems like best case scenario. And it takes 6,000 years to recharge. Crazy. At least half of the newspapers in the US. Attention spans. I disagree. There is no way my attention. I think it's funny when someone will post something that consists of just a few short sentences. 2, 3, maybe 4 sentences, and they include a TE, doctor in the post. It's funny, but mostly it's astonishingly pathetic. It's 4 fucking sentences. 4. And they're not even very long. Chromebooks in schools. I'm seeing schools going back to paper so kids don't cheat on reports. Probably a lot cheaper than Chromebook. As an IT guy for over 20 years, Chromebooks are trash. And no, I don't have any hard feelings toward Google in general. I work for a computer restoring and recycling company. We get thousands of Chromebooks a month. After a couple years, they're out of date. And they cost like $200. I used to maintain plastic MacBooks for a high school before Apple discontinued them and Chromebooks matured. They'd cost like $1,500, and getting them through 4 years was brutal even with insurance. The MacBook was by far a better machine, but you can only get the more expensive and more brittle. Harder to repair pros now. PC laptops all suck far worse in these settings. 90% of what we needed was for kids to be able to use email and Google Docs and search the web, and without how cheap Chromebooks are, there would be no way to keep them in the hands of every high school kid. Plus the software can't get screwed up and data can't get lost. Just replacing the $200 machine and having a kid sign into their account again is 1,000x better than having to run a competent repair shop inside every school. The way some kids just scroll mindlessly within seconds of each video is scary. Social media without moderation destroys children's minds. Ownership. From car feature subscriptions to Steam libraries to barely being able to afford rent, let alone paying off a mortgage. Oh yeah? Not likely. Technology is a big part of accommodating students with IEPs and 504s. A winter cold enough to kill off enough ticks, chiggers and mosquitoes. Almost there. Ticks never die anymore. They just take a little nap. Ownership. Everything we need is quickly being transitioned into subscription models, where you technically own nothing other than a guarantee of a small bit of product next month. Almost there. Ticks never die anymore. They just take a little nap. Hopefully, my acne. This is going to cause piracy to uptick. Mitch McConnell. Oh God, you think it's going to take 10 years? Probably my grandma. She's 94 years old. Probably a lot sooner than 10 years. She was a witch her whole life, so no hard feeling. Influences. If we're lucky. More glaciers. Retirement. We are at a tipping point where things are becoming too expensive. Mortgage rates are hell. People are living longer and getting less value for their money. I seriously do think we will one day end up in a situation where you do some kind of work to the bitter end, unless medically incapable. Hopefully, my virginity. Same. I fear the day I end up in some shitty Medicare old folks home where I just wait to die.